first and foremost, I'm already tongue-tied, so this is gonna go great. First and foremost, I wanna say a huge thank you to everybody with all your messages and all your support. I appreciate it, I really do. I got Rory's truck here. We've been sanding on it, we've been working on it, starting to do a little metal work now. One thing that I'm noticing about this is that I'm a one-man band, so I forget to turn the camera on. When I'm going, I just go. I go and go and go, and then I realize, oh, I forget to turn camera on, and I apologize for that. And I apologize for all the language in the earlier videos. We will not put bad language in our videos any longer, any further. The last like 5 or 6 videos, we've taken all the cussing out, and honestly, I like them better. I like them better because I can tell anybody about it, and I feel better about it. I'm a lot more relatable, I feel, being in this 2-car garage to a lot of you out there, to a lot of guys out there that have huge shops and stuff like that. You know, you're probably gonna think that I'm a little backwards or I don't do this stuff. I'm not, and I don't do stuff correctly. Well, I'm not a professional, okay? I didn't go to auto body school. The only reason I know anything about auto body and painting is because I didn't have enough money to pay somebody to paint my truck for me. I'm not trying to be something that I'm not, is basically what I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna be as real with you guys as I can be because it's all I got. So we might not do exactly what you guys think we should or want us to do. And I love this truck, Rory loves this truck, and I know all of you love this truck, and I hope I can do it justice. Just one dude by himself pretty much in a 2-car garage, but we're gonna do as much as we possibly can. I'm doing a lot more on this truck than I probably should be. Rory's probably gonna be a little upset only because I might make it too nice, I think. He's really just wanting me to sand it down the way it is right now and paint it just the way it is. And I can't do that. We're gonna primer it, we're gonna block it, we're gonna get it straight, you know, within reason and within the time frame that we have. We only have a couple weeks to get this done. So one of my big concerns on this truck is this thing's got a lot of lights on it, obviously, it's a recovery vehicle. But I don't want to be cutting any wires or anything like that, so luckily I was able to take these off. These are LEDs, which I hadn't messed with before. And I don't want to be making more connections or more wiring. There's a lot of wiring in this truck. There's a lot of lights. Like this light right here has a connector on the inside, so I'm gonna have to snip that one at that connection, put a new connection where there already was a connection, so there won't be any more connections. But that's like a real big thing I'm having, so tuck that down in there, got it all masked off. We'll tuck these ones down, and then that just makes me feel a little bit better about stuff right off the bat. So don't worry about the cab corners and stuff. Rory's gonna cut those off. So we got some work to do right here. This one's not near as bad as the other side, but nonetheless it needs to be cut out. We got some work to do, so what I think I'm gonna do is come out over here where it's good, maybe grind just a little bit of this away. Maybe I might not have to make a seal like I did on the other side. I call this a seal. I know this is just a pinch weld or whatever. And looks like I might have to make one just because that looks a little rusted right in there. So, should we just cut? I think we should. I think we will. I think we're gonna cut. Might as well, we're already here. Let's just get rid of all that so it doesn't come back right away. And I'll just make a whole new piece. We'll do it as factory as we can with the tools that we have, which are, you know, a grinder and a hammer and some pliers. All right, now that we have that cut, this is just an old piece of a cab corner from a Chevy truck that I did. This is what we're working with. Dug through my scrap bin, my pile back there, and gonna flatten this out. I don't have a roller or any fancy tools or anything like that. I don't have a brake. We make everything right here by hand with a hammer, Harbor Freight hammer, pair of pliers, and my vise. That little 6-inch vise right there has made many of panels. That's flat enough now. We're gonna have to do a lot more beating to it. So now I have an electric shear, but this 18 gauge is actually not too bad to cut. by hand. So I guess we'll just cut it by hand. Trying not to bore you guys with this stuff. And like I said, these are kind of new videos for me. I think I did one other one with the Toyota rust repair video. You guys can go and watch that. I don't have my breaker pliers. I'm not even sure if you call them breaker pliers or not. I don't have them anymore. I broke them. I've been meaning to go get some more, but I don't do this all the time, like I said. My dad's actually a sheet metal mechanic. I think that's where I get a lot of the knack to want to learn sheet metal stuff. He's retired now, but he was really good. Really good sheet metal mechanic. Alright, I don't want to go all the way crimped yet. We don't want to crimp that down just yet. We're going to put another one on this side. I tend to work really fast, and I don't know why. It's so ingrained in me that I do. Actually, I already forgot to do something. I should have cut this right here. But that's okay, we can do it right now. All right, now we got that out of the way. Now we'll bend it over. And we should be in good shape still. Oopsie, wrong one. It'll take off on you, it'll try to go round. And when I mean round, it'll try and curve when you do it like this. I have a couple pieces of metal that I've used that are longer, and I do use it as a brake, but that takes a little time to set up, and this works just as well for me. I'm not suggesting it by any means. A brake is the ultimate way to get. See how it's starting to round out a little bit? And that's okay, it's metal. You can always beat it back into submission. That's all we're gonna do. If you're not afraid to swing the hammer in the right direction, that is completely okay. Like I said, I'm not saying this is the way you do this. I'm actually kind of telling you the opposite. I'm kind of telling you this is probably the way you don't want to do this. Now we have the basic bottom shape of the door. If you can imagine it, put a little curve in this. This bottom edge is flat, and then we'll start cutting our piece in to match the door as we fit it up. I'm gonna put a little curve in this because I know square bodies have that little curve when you open the door. And we're gonna use the same 6-inch, and we're just gonna lightly tap it, and it will go. Nice like that. A little more curvy at the bottom and just at the top. Now, if you wanted to do this the exact right way, you would leave this open a little bit, slide your second piece of metal in there, crimp it in there, then spot weld it, just like it is from the factory. We're not doing that because I'm not going to worry about the inside piece. We're going to worry about the outside piece. We're going to spray everything and then weld what is left of the inside piece. We're just gonna weld it right back down to this. It'll be fine. Trust me, it'll be good. It'll be way better. It'll last another 20 years, especially with this. With Rory's truck, probably won't last. But let's see if we can get 5 years out of it, because I'm not worried about rust. What I'm worried about is him wrinkling it and denting it. So this is the rough shape we're gonna go for. And I could use the shears. Right here would probably be a little tough, but I think we just go straight to the grinder. I mean, that's what we're about, right? Just go for it. So time for some grinding. I like using the death wheel anyways. Makes pretty quick work of things. I better put my other glove on. Things are about to get a little caliente up in here. Now let's go hold it up to the truck. We're gonna have to do some more trimming, and then we'll sand off the edges. Once we get it pretty trimmed up, get the welder over there, and then we'll start tacking it on. I didn't know you were filming me. See, but look, bam. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I used to have 2 grinders. I'd have one with the sander and one with the cutter. That was nice, but either me or Tyler broke the other one. I can't remember. It's probably me. I'm pretty hard on grinders. They're my favorite tool. Just cut all kinds of cool stuff apart with these things. Alright, now if anybody remembers from my Toyota video, the reason I don't take a whole lot of paint off is that's my temperature gauge. If I'm burning that paint off, then I know this metal's getting way too hot as I'm tacking it along. So, don't do that. It causes all kinds of problems. You get the little warpies and then you gotta fix it. It's a terrible thing. So, this is your temperature gauge. You start burning that paint. You start seeing that paint get a little flaky. Get off of it. Go have a Coke and a smile for a minute and then come back. You know what I'm saying?
Old Heck built that car a long time ago.
That was a long, long time ago. Remember, safety first, kids. Safety third. Eyeballing that, really. Need to shave that and sand that a little bit. I'll put a weld here. Put a couple little tacks down the side, and then we'll pinch this together and weld that up. Round that corner off just a little bit so it's not as sharp. We got some few more welds and a few more things to do, and that thing will be buttoned up. We'll grind it down smooth where you can't really see all that. The right shape, but it's still just a little rough. So now, since we don't have a punishing hammer, I'll move you back just a little bit. We're just gonna lightly, we're just gonna start smoothing everything out. Rory's gonna come back and put his rock sliders in clear up here. So we're not putting this back. So we're just gonna do a rough cut it out of there, make it look good when it's painted, and it won't have all this rough stuff in it. And then Rory's gonna come back, put some square tubing for his rock sliders, and then that's pretty much it. And we're gonna cut the cab corners out. Don't worry, we're gonna cut that out too. Might take just a hair of body work just to go over it. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. There's very, very few show cars out there in the world that don't have some sort of body filler. I mean, there is some bare metal cars and there are some guys that make magic happen. But for the most part, pretty much any car you see out of the car show, it's got some filler in it. Just the way it goes. So we got just a few more things to clean up on the metal. And that's pretty much all the metal work we're gonna do. We're gonna move to the fenders here. Gonna fiberglass the fenders, maybe take the fender off. The other fender's broken too, so we'll probably put this fender back on, and what we might do is just paint both fenders, get them both fixed, and then when he crunches one, he can put the other fender back on. So we'll have 2 fenders for each side, and that's gonna be pretty much it. Next time you see this truck, it's primer, paint, and then reveal time. You know, we're gonna go show Rory. So, and everything you see on YouTube, or everything that we put out, is literally like 2 days behind. So, it's usually a day, at least a day, but usually it's probably 2 days behind where we actually are in the process. So it takes me a little while to edit. I'm not the best editor. It takes me a little while to kind of put everything together. These kind of videos are a little quicker because it's just raw cuts, and you know, you guys don't want any fancy stuff anyways. I don't really want to do anything fancy on this deal. Maybe when it's reveal time, you know, we'll do some cool shots and stuff like that. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the likeful comments, all the helpful comments, all the positive comments. I really, really like them. Keep them coming. Thank you guys very, very much. Remember, you know, just a guy in my garage. Thank you to Aaron. Thank you to Jordan. Big time thank you to Jordan. He's been showing up. They both got full-time jobs, so we appreciate them. My son Tyler, he rocks it. Thank you guys. We appreciate you.